Yeah, you do. You wanna go? You wanna go, bitch? Meet me outside, bitch. Meet me outside, bitch. Meet me outside, bitch. Exactly, dumbass bitch.
I'm not supposed to laugh. We're on television. That was their 5-piece special. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Let me get my composure back. All right. Okay. Listen. I do not condone violence, but I do condone self-defense. It was clear. Let's put it up full mass here. All right. Let's just go to it. Okay. This was an opportunity to simply log a disagreement and go home. But instead, this Karen engaged in her Karenicity, became physically violent with a hard-working employee, and the hard-working employee decided to defend herself and serve up the Karen with a 5-piece special. Now, is this something that should be tolerated? Of course not. Now, I've worked in service industries before. I've worked in fast food. I've waited tables, done all of it. Being in that industry, already tough enough. Let's just keep it 100, it's tough enough. So anyone who knows me, when we go out to eat, I don't tip based on how great the service was. They're already getting paid typically under minimum wage. All right, they're doing a job. The job is difficult, okay? You tip based on the fact that they are working, period. They're working, right? So this individual decided, hey, there's a person in front of me that I disagree with. So let me go ahead and hit this person. Please keep in mind, I guarantee you this Karen does not operate like that with everybody. But the reason this Karen decided to operate like that with somebody that's working behind the cash register is because she has determined if you're working behind the cash register, your status is so low that I can physically assault you and get away with it. That's why, because I promise you, she's not walking around slapping and punching and hitting everybody that she has a disagreement with. So she has perceived status to be low and perceived her status to be high. And she thought she was going to simply hit somebody and walk off. Well, that didn't work out. So let this be a PSA for those who think engaging in this kind of criminal Karenicity is acceptable, but you never know. There could be somebody on the other side of that cash register ready to give you what you got coming to you. Rick, thoughts here?
I thought that was Christina Pushaw for a second. So what I noticed about this was, and as we've covered many times, workers in the service industry are just fed up.
Yep.
And I don't blame them because of the instances that we have seen. Like yourself, I also worked in the service industry. I was a table wiper. That was my very first job at a local hot dog place. I worked at a staple in Chicago, but like a deep dish pizza place. I took phone orders. I helped put food in people's cars. I boxed pizzas mainly. You hear a lot of it. And I agree with you that the reason why you tip, even if the service isn't amazing, which by the way, it is not going to be because people don't want to deal with what we just saw, which is something that they deal with every single day now because people were frustrated over the pandemic, now that it's over, but people were frustrated over the pandemic and they are taking their anger out on frontline workers. But service is gonna be slow across the country because people realize they don't have to deal with this sort of stuff anymore.
Yep.
There's no reason to deal with this sort of stuff anymore. Why would you sign up for, as you said, a minimum wage job with where we're at right now? I mean, minimum wage should be at least 25. People are getting paid in the single digits. They realize they don't have to put up with it anymore. Not physically, of course, but just throwing their hat in a different ring when it comes to the work of a professional person. So do we condone violence? No, but as always, self-defense seems fine.
Very well said.